Hi, I'm Nikki Woods. We are going beyond the studio on blackamericaweb.com with Kandi Burruss. Welcome.
Well, thanks for having me.
Now, I was reading through your bio and I was like, okay, Grammy Award winner, singer, songwriter, Real Housewives of Atlanta, radio show personality. I was going on and on. Which title do you like first? Which one means the most to you?
Singer, songwriter. Because to me, I feel like that is my strongest natural ability is to be able to come up with great songs.
And so how old were you when you first wrote? Were you in first grade writing on a napkin during lunch? When did you come up with your first song?
I remember being about 11, having this little book that I would write ideas in. But I mean, that was just around the time my mom was realizing that I could sing. Nobody knew that I could sing until I got about 6th, 7th grade.
And then they threw you in the talent shows, put you in church.
Well, not exactly. I think a friend of mine, she wanted to audition for this performing arts program for this other high school, and she knew I could sing, so she was like, "Kandi, will you go and audition with me?" And I was like, I didn't want to go to that school, but I was like, okay, I'll go with you. And I ended up getting in, and she didn't. But that changed my whole life because I think in middle school I was kind of doing stuff I shouldn't be doing, getting in trouble and stuff like that.
Really?
But yeah, cause my mom was a single parent, so I had a lot of free time on my hands. I was still in the car at 11 years old, still in my mama's car, stupid stuff. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But when I was, when I went to the performing arts school in high school, it was like I figured out what I was supposed to be doing, and I just got so into the music part. Our group got together when I was in the 9th grade.
I didn't realize how early you guys started.
A lot of people say that, but our group came out at the beginning of my 12th grade year. I was going to school and still had records out on the radio. We would go perform places, and then I would go back home and go to school with all my classmates at a regular high school. Shouts out to Tri-Cities High School of Performing Arts.
So what do you say to your daughter? I mean, because your daughter is now at about the same age that you were stealing cars. So what are you talking to your daughter about?
The thing with my daughter, because I know you can get into trouble when you don't have anything to do, I have her in way too much to where she has no free time. No, seriously.
No, I agree.
At one point, my daughter was doing swim team, basketball team, piano lessons, and drum lessons at the same time. Now, I let her drop off the swim because she got tired of doing swim.
And her hair, I'm sure.
Yeah. But she still does basketball team and drum lessons.
See, the only thing I have about trying to keep my boys busy is that I got to be busy with them.
Well, of course, I do have to have help.
Mom can only do so much.
Yeah, to all her classes. But I make sure I'm at all the games and all that type of stuff. But I may not be able to make it to every practice.
So, what do you say to her about bedroom, Kandi? Has that made it back to her?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have. Well, my daughter is very mature for her age.
You've had the talk
as far as us having conversations, and I just told her that hey, adults have things that we use for our own personal use that is not for children. And I said, and I do have a business. And she was like, oh, that's that nasty stuff. And I said, well, guess what? It makes a lot of money.
Right.
And eventually one day you will be able to be the owner of
this
my
business.
My business. And she was like, okay. Because my daughter counts
dollars like her mama.
Yeah, she counts dollars like me. So she's like, And I was like, you see all this nice stuff you were able to get? All this hard work mama's putting in, that's where it's coming from. She's like, oh, I get it.
So now you're sitting in with Skip Cheatham on the Tom Joyner Morning Show while Tom is gone. I think one of the fascinating things about you this morning is how you were asking so many questions. And then at one point you were like, hey, when I see something making business, I want to learn about it.
Yes. I am definitely a person that if I see something that's very lucrative, like if I come into an establishment, regardless of whether it's a restaurant or Tom Joyner's beautiful studio, it doesn't matter where, I'm asking questions because I want to be a part of things that are successful. So I want to know how you did it. I want to know how many people you have here. How much does it cost to run this? All these things, I'm asking questions. Whatever you'll tell me, I'm going to ask you. And then what you don't tell me, I go online and I Wikipedia everything about that person who owned that business, how they got started.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's important to follow the map that's already been put together. Like here, Tom Joyner he's laid a map, of success.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, I see what he's doing, and that's something that I admire. So of course I want to know.
Yeah, and I agree, and I'm wondering, like, when did that start for you? I mean, where were you like that as a little girl, or
I was
did
like
you?
that as a teenager, definitely. My mother used to always preach to me about, money and having good credit and different things like that. Because she was like, you never want to be broke. You never want to go back to being, not financially where you want to be. And then she always used to scare me because, our group, we were successful with our first record.
Right.
Right off the rip, we had #1 records. We never had a flop album. But she used to always say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And because I came straight out of high school into the entertainment world, I didn't go into college. And so I always had this fear, like, well, what would I do, or what kind of job would I be able to have that will maintain this lifestyle that I'm starting to be able to be accustomed to? So I used to buy all kind of financial books and different things to try to like figure out how to maintain wealth. And one thing they say is you need to have multiple sources of income.
Yes.
So that's why, people are like, how do you have a million different businesses? I think that it's important to, because like, say for instance, for me, I know what has worked is you may not like me as a singer, but you may love the songs that I write. You may not like any of the music, but you like the clothes that came out of my clothing store.
Right.
Or you may not even like that, but you love candy coated nights and bedroom candy. So if I have multiple things going on, I'm going to hit the market somewhere at some point where I have people that like this or that.
Because I know I saw something, and it probably was like 3 years ago, and it popped up with you doing like a financial seminar. And I'm like, now what? It's Kandi, but you really make a lot of sense, and I think that you break it down kind of to the bare bones so that people can really understand how you did it. You got
no, I'm not. This is not to you.
Yeah, no, you got to keep it simple for me. Yeah.
Because people understand simplicity.
Yeah.
A lot of millionaires did not go to college. You know what I'm saying? And I think when you don't have that degree, it makes you start your hustle earlier because you want to have that same success. You don't want to feel like, oh, I didn't do this and this is why I'm not successful. You know what I mean? So it just makes you, constantly, okay, like how I'm going to make this happen, how I'm going to make it. You just have this extra grind going on. And for me, I feel like I'm the person in my family that a lot of people can lean on, and I don't mind being that person. And I always want to come through for, my close family and friends. So it makes me just, okay, what I got to do, because I don't want to ever be in a position where I can't, maintain myself or take care of myself or help my family.
Gotcha. So now let's talk about the drama. We talked about all the good stuff. Let's talk about some of the drama that comes with it, because obviously no matter in what you do when you're successful, you're going to get drama, but you just happen to have it played out on national TV with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. How do you deal with like not hurting somebody?
Well, I mean,
because you do want to hurt them, right? Please tell me you want to hurt them sometimes.
Of course, I think
because I want to hurt them for you.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for having my back. No, but I think a lot of us, at certain points have been pushed to the point where we wanted to get physical about a situation.
Right.
I mean, I know I have, not necessarily this year, but last year's reunion, I know I was at that point where I was just like, ugh, Yeah. But I think we have to keep in mind that, well, for me, if I hit you first, you can sue me.
See, it's back to the business.
Well, yeah, because I always got to think about financially, one lawsuit can take you out. So I have to remind you. So for me, I'm more of a don't start none, won't be none. I'm a reactor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to start it, but I will finish it if you come at me. You get what I'm saying?
She will finish it.
Yeah, but no, I feel like as a grown woman, because I have to remember that I am in my dirty 30s,
Right.
As a grown woman, I have to like not think so hot-headed and, oh, I'm going to whoop you. It's like, no, that's really not the approach to take. So I have to calm myself. but I'm not a good arguer. So I hear people always be like, you should have said this. I'm not good at arguing. Like, that's not my thing. I don't like to argue. I can't even talk at a heightened voice, but for so long. That's why I was like, I'll have to walk away from you. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Because I do get to the, so I just try to avoid any serious arguments, but I always speak my mind.
Oh no, we know that. We found
I speak
that.
my mind. I
We
just
found
don't
that out.
argue and scream my mind.
So what has your fiance brought to your life?
Happiness.
Happiness.
I really feel like with Todd, he is my teammate.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted somebody that we could grow together and build together. And he's very intelligent. He's a leader. I love men who can take charge.
Yeah.
And I also just love the fact he loves to have fun. He's funny. He's hilarious. Y'all don't really get to see that side of him because he gets all nervous on TV and don't really like to talk. But, he's a real funny, cool guy.
Oh, well, we're happy for you. You gonna tell us when you get married?
Nah.
No, not at all.
Well, we said early next year we have a date in mind, but we haven't actually made the plan yet.
All right. It's gonna be a reality show?
We haven't made that plan yet either.
All right.
I'm not gonna say no, but at this point, I'm thinking like, okay, I already have the Candy Factory on Bravo. I doubt very seriously they're gonna let me do Housewives, the Candy Factory, and have a wedding show.
I don't doubt it at all.
That'll be 3 shows on
That'd
the
be
same
okay.
network.
That'd be all right.
Well, if they want to give me an extra check, then we can discuss it.
All right. Thank you so much for sitting in time. You're doing a fabulous job.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm enjoying this. And just,
Learning about the
I'm
business.
soaking this in.
And you can listen to her. And also you can check this out on blackamericaweb.com. We've gone beyond the studio with Miss Kandi Burruss.